Yeah. Get high rapper. The man hour. You already know. It's live. It's raw. It's going down. Like this. I'm going around and letting everybody know that they welcome to the show. It's the latest thing you ever seen, you already know. Let me introduce you to your host of the hour. It be Mike and Mike. Yeah, it's the man hour. Got the hottest plays, all the breaking news. Every rumor, every trade, every breaking bruise. Tighten knuckle screws. Yeah, it's going down. Have you saying what the fuck and never watered down? It's going down. I'll be rolling up. And if you buy it or you sell it, then you made the cut. Watch me flip it back. I can double up. I got sriracha for that ass, I'ma burn it up. Gotta check the rules, but know that it be fair and foul. Rep throw the whistle, coach throw the towel. We can do this on the field or outside the lines. It's the man hour though, now we going live.
And what is up, everybody? Michael Buckhouse here with the Man Hour After Dark. Head over to mikeandmikemanhour.com, guys. Pick yourself up some merchandise. If you're watching us on YouTube live, welcome. Hit that subscribe button and like button as well. But first, before we get too carried forward into the show, let's welcome Brandon Combs to the show. Brandon, what's going on tonight, man?
What is going on? Dude, look, I was excited yesterday with how we told everybody we're going to the radio and all that, and then Monday Night Football happened. And I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say, because the Bears need a new coaching staff. They need a new quarterback. They need a new everything. They need to start from the top down, and just I don't know. I give up.
Well, if you need a shoulder to cry on, I am not your man, but maybe Mike LeBlanc is. Mike, welcome to the show, man. Are you going to offer a shoulder for Brandon to cry on?
Hell no.
Hell no. Get out of here with that.
Quit crying about your damn Bears. My Cowboys are doing horrible. I don't want to hear.
Cowboys have sucked for years.
I don't want to. Yeah, exactly. I don't want to hear none of your nonsense. Quit crying. You sound like a girl. Stop it already.
So, guys, as Brandon did allude to, we are on Big X Sports Radio starting Saturday, 9 a.m. East Coast time, 8 p.m. Central Time. You guys listeners on 96.1 FM if you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area. And if you're not you can listen to us on BigXSportsRadio.com is where they broadcast everywhere. But it is Tuesday. It's time for that special time. A little bit of Mike's thoughts. And now,
what is up? What is up? What is up? All right. So on this edition of Mike's Thoughts. So this year, the 2021 NFL Pro Bowl is going to be virtual. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. Some people may say that it'll be more entertaining than the actual Pro Bowl. I don't know. There's something about for me, when all the way down when I was a kid, there was just something special to me about watching the Pro Bowl. And I know it, it doesn't mean anything. It's just a bunch of superstars getting together and playing. But do you remember as a kid, or even as an adult, you always say, man, what if Drew Brees had X, Y, and Z receiver? Or what if Aaron Rodgers had Ezekiel Elliott and DeAndre Hopkins and these players? And you kind of get a little glimpse of it during the Pro Bowl. And now they're going to be playing it on Madden. It's going to be a televised thing. I don't know. I don't know what to think about it. I really don't. I don't know.
well, Mike,
Those some deep thoughts.
Those are some deep thoughts. Brandon, what are your thoughts about that?
Look, man, it's always been virtual. They go to the Pro Bowl, they go to Hawaii where it used to be, or wherever they do it now. I think now they do it at the site of the Super Bowl now. But I don't know. The Pro Bowl never matters. People don't show up. The guys, they don't play defense. It's like watching the NBA, man. You go there, nobody plays defense. They just go there and they score as many points as they can. So, yeah, sure, you get to see, Drew Brees with Julio Jones and Michael Thomas and and all those other starred wide receivers, and it doesn't matter because nobody plays defense on them. So it's like playing catch. So what's the point?
I mean, I get it, but you're going to replace it with a game of Madden.
I'd rather watch a game of Madden.
Really?
Yeah, because at least they'll hit. At least they'll play defense. They'll try to stop the other team from scoring.
To be 100% honest, I watched the skill challenge more than the Pro Bowl. Like, I was more interested to see how accurately Drew Brees can throw the ball, or how far Patrick Mahomes can throw the ball, or watch those linemen flip the tires and do whatever they did. I was more interested in that than actually watching the actual game itself, to be honest with you.
And the game itself is just watered down. I mean, to be honest with you, it would be cool if you take the Pro Bowl players and put the Pro Bowl players in a Madden tournament and televise that. I'd be down for that.
A Madden Pro Bowl tournament.
Hmm.
That'd be a lot of freaking games, though, because 60 players make the Pro Bowl, so you're looking at like 60 games.
Or maybe you take like 4 or 5 or 6 or 8 of the best, the top Pro Bowlers, and pick a team or something like that. I don't know. Do what the NBA does. Line them up and pick them freaking. That'd be another thing you do for the Pro Bowl. Line them up and let 2 captains pick the teams right before the game. They don't even know what team they're playing on. Just line up and pick the players.
That would be interesting. But that is Mike's thoughts here. So, I mean, the Pro Bowl is what it is. Like, I gotta be kind of curious, guys. If you are interested in the Pro Bowl at all, let us know in the chats. But we do have a poll going here over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mike and Mike Man Hour. It is, who is going to start for the Saints moving forward? Is it going to be Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston? Let us know on the YouTube page.
Why are we even doing that as a poll? Everybody already knows Winston's going to start.
Is he, though?
Yes. Come on, Buck.
Come on, they value Taysom Hill too much as a gimmick guy to start him.
I would not be surprised if Jameis Winston starts a game and then Taysom Hill starts a game, and then the better of the two finishes out the season.
I wouldn't be surprised if you had more horrible takes than that tonight.
Well, only time will tell because the night is still young. But it is Trivia Tuesday. And normally we're going to have the phone lines open. You guys get a chance to call in to the show and challenge one of us to a trivia contest. And the first one to 3 correct answers would win a T-shirt. But tonight we're going to let Brandon and Mike go head to head. So right after the break, guys, we are going to do that. We are going to have a trivia contest.
I'm about to get into a battle of wits with an unarmed man. You guys ready for this?
Wow. All right.
We'll be right back, guys, on the Man Hour After Dark, right after this. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Like I said, it is time for Trivia Tuesday. How this is going to work is we have a select questions of Major League Baseball questions and NFL football questions as well. We are going to go from each person. So I'm going to go to Brandon first. And Brandon, if you get that answer correct, you will obviously get a point and you get the ding. If you get it wrong, you'll get the buzzer. And Mike, you will get a chance to stay or ask a new question. Are you guys clear on how we're going to do this?
Let's do this.
Are you ready?
Can you speak slower for Mike, though?
I can speak as slow as you want.
All right, perfect.
All right. Trivia Tuesday.
It's Man Hour Trivia Tuesday, baby.
So, Brandon Combs, we're going to ask you this question first. Let's remove Mike from the screen here. NFL questions first. Number 1. Who was the first NFL player drafted in the 1936 draft? Was it Sammy Bogg, Dan Hudson, Jay Brewringer, Bart Starr?
I don't believe it was Bart. I'm going to go with Sammy Ball.
Sammy Ball. Let's see. That is incorrect. Mike, you get a chance to steal.
1935, right?
1936.
Oh, he has to change his Google question.
Read me the questions again. Read me the.
Oh, yeah, Google. Ask Siri.
Who was the first player drafted in the NFL draft in 1936? Sammy Barr, Don Hudson, Jay Brew-Wagner, Bart Starr.
One Bart Starr, Jay Bruger or whatever his name is.
That is correct. Mike gets the first question correct. Boom. Question number 2. Mike, this question is for you.
All right.
In 1993, what NFL team made off-season trade for Joe Montana and Marcus Allen? Was the Oakland Raiders, San Francisco 49ers,
Why do you give him
Kansas
the
City Chiefs,
softball?
or the Denver Broncos?
That would be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs is
Damn
correct.
you give him the easy ones.
Quit crying. You sound like a girl right now.
All right, well, here's the next NFL question for Brandon. Guys, if you guys are playing along in the chat, go ahead and answer away. What's up, Jameson? How's it going tonight, man? I'm glad you can join us there over there on the YouTube page. Question number 3, going to Brandon. What team was originally named the New York Titans? Was it the Tennessee Titans, New York Jets, New York Giants, or the Kansas City Chiefs? 10 seconds.
I'm going to say the Kansas City Chiefs.
Kansas City Chiefs. Is there you go.
The New York
That
Jets.
is
I'll steal
incorrect.
it. It was the New York Jets.
Mike says the New York Jets. That is wrong. That is wrong. The correct answer is the New York Jets. The New York Jets originally the AFL
That's
team.
who I fucking just said, Buck.
You said the Giants.
No, I said the Jets.
He said the Jets.
You said the Giants.
Fucking asshole.
I've had one too many tonight.
Language, buddy. We're on the radio
Not gonna
now.
lie.
Oh, my bad. You're a
Next
donkey.
question. The final.
I already
NFL
won. I got
question.
the 3 already. I won.
We aren't getting it done that early. We haven't even asked Major League Baseball. This is the chance for Brandon to catch
Come
back
on,
up.
man. I just wiped the floor with combs, and we're just gonna sweep that under the rug.
Yeah, we are. So, question number 6, the final NFL question to Mike. What NFL team features the helmet logo on only one side of their helmet? Is it the Patriots, Cowboys, Dolphins, or Steelers?
Steelers.
That
Steelers.
is correct.
Okay, so you give me a question. Who was drafted in 1936? You give Mike LeBlanc the question, who traded for Joe Montana?
Okay.
Who? He only played for 2 damn teams? What do you mean?
Okay, we'll give you one more, okay, Brandon? Just to make you feel a little bit better.
Oh,
here.
my God.
What is
I'm
More
just
the
saying, you
zero
gave him a
right
softball.
franchise? Okay, one more question for Brandon, just so he doesn't feel bad about NFL here. What is the oldest NFL franchise to continuous operating in the same name and the same location? Chicago
It's the
Bears,
Chicago Bears.
Green Bay Packers, Cleveland Browns, or Arizona Cardinals?
Chicago Bears. What?
Wrong. It's the New York Giants.
Oh, well, the New York
They
Giants.
weren't
is
even
not
an option.
It's the
You
Green
moron.
Bay Packers, Cleveland Browns, or Arizona Cardinals. The correct answer is the Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
They
Yeah.
were founded in 1919 and joined the NFL in 1921.
So, all right.
we were
I
both
failed
wrong.
the NFL.
So let's go ahead and move over to
Don't
baseball.
don't ever tell me anything about the NFL anymore. I now own you when
God,
it comes to
shut
the
up.
NFL.
Baseball. We'll start off with like Brandon first. Who was the first Major League Bay player to pitch over 100 miles an hour? Nolan Ryan, Stom Seager, Dwight Gooden, Roger Clemens.
Well,
Come on.
I'm gonna go
So
with Nolan
easy.
Ryan.
Yes.
What's that?
Nolan Ryan, because I don't think that they were clocking him before then.
That is correct. On September 7th, 1974, was a game against the Chicago White Sox. California Angels Nolan Ryan became the first pitcher to break 100 miles an hour. Mike, if you get this
Yeah.
question right, you'll have 5 correct answers. What Baltimore Orioles manager was ejected for a record 91 games? Earl Weaver, Paul Richards, Mike Hargrove, Hank Bauer.
One more time. What are the questions? What are the answers?
What Baltimore Orioles manager was ejected for a record 91 games? Earl Weaver, Paul Richards, Mike Hargrove, Hank Bauer.
I want to say Earl Weaver. He had a really bad temper.
That is correct, Mike. So
why don't you
the
put your
Orioles
phone
manager,
away?
17 years, but ejected for major
My
league record
phone
91
is
games.
right there, son.
Brandon, who was the first major league player to have his number retired? Lou Gehrig, Babe Ruth, George Kelly, Charlie Robertson.
Babe Ruth.
Mike.
What are the answers
Lou Gehrig,
again?
Babe Ruth, George Kelly, Charlie Robertson.
I'm gonna go with Lou Gehrig.
That would have been my guess, and that is correct.
Of course, it would have been your guess.
was
You already
retired.
have the answers.
Combs.
No, this
Combs.
is a trivia question.
Combs.
Yeah,
I'm spanking
I
you
think
right
you guys
now.
got together and
Can you just
gave
say
him the answer.
wow?
Hey,
Can you
Google.
just say Combs?
There you go.
Can you just say
Because I get to talk to you backstage, LeBlanc, so I know you ain't this smart.
Mike, one more question for you before we get into some more NFL talk. What player was nicknamed Mr. November? David Ortiz, Rivera, Derek Jeter, Reggie Jackson.
Oh, come on, man. That's easy.
No
Come
shit.
on, man. This is my Yankees.
This is rigged.
Derek Jeter.
This is rigged. The whole thing. Every damn easy question. Hey, so, you know, in 1902, what was the type of grass that they used on,
Hey, but
Get
who got
outta
the question?
here, man.
Who got the question right for the 36 draft? Don't worry.
yeah, because you Googled it backstage because you were off camera.
How about this?
Hey,
Brandon?
Siri.
What pitcher had no right hand?
That was the guy from the God, I can't think of his name right now.
Jim Abbott, Jim
Jim
Claiborne.
Abbott. Jim
Yes.
Abbott.
There you go. You got one right. Make you feel a little bit better about yourself.
Hey, Combs, I just need you to say. I need you to say.
I got 2 right in the baseball.
I need you to
got
say
the
4
first one
words
right.
for me, Combs. 4 words for me.
Okay, I got 4 words for you. Mike
you
LeBlanc
own
is
me.
garbage.
Mike, you own me.
Mike LeBlanc is garbage.
Mike, you own me. That's it. That's what I
Mike
need to do.
LeBlanc is garbage.
All right,
Mike
guys,
Buckheiser gave him easy questions. There, I gave you 6.
Dude, honestly, I was going right down the page. How about
Yeah,
this?
okay.
What is the name of the fictional minor league baseball team on this TV show, The Simpsons? Springfield Duffs, the Isotopes, Fishbones, or Homers?
The Isotopes.
Hey, you got another one right. You need another question? What female pitcher once struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig? Kelsey Whitmore, Mimi Johnson, Jackie Mitchell, Condence Morgan. I have no idea about this one.
What was the names again?
Kelsey Whitmore, Mimi Johnson, Jackie Mitchell, Condence Morgan.
I'm gonna say Kelsey Whitmore.
No.
I'm gonna have to go with like an old school name because you're looking at Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth. So process of elimination, I'm gonna go with
Jackie Mitchell.
and that is correct. She was 17 years old, a pitcher for the Double-A Chattanooga Lockouts. Once played for the New York Yankees in an expedition game and struck out Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig back to back.
I only know that because it's Yankees. Sorry.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a little bit of break and let's
So Combs can go back and pick up his pride because he just got waxed by Mr. Mike LeBlanc.
that is.
Hey, it's easy when you have the answers in front of you. That's all I'm gonna say.
NFL Power Rankings are up next, guys. Right after this on the Mike and Mike Man Hour After Dark. We'll be right back.
I ain't blind, bro.
I don't have the answer.
And And welcome back to the Man Hour. I was told to ask Brandon a Cubs or Bear question. How about this? What team has a letter C on their football helmet? Brandon. How about
The
this?
letter
What
C?
team is
The Bears
not
and
in
the
the
Chiefs.
NFL top 10?
The New Orleans Saints. Oh wait, no, never mind. Benzie does them. He's probably got them at number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
So, as Brandon was alluding to, guys, it is time to release Benzie's NFL power rankings. Benz could not be here tonight because he has to do some wifey
because
stuff.
he's married.
Yeah, because he's married. Let's just be flat out honest. So, coming in at number 10, he does have the Seattle Seahawks. Kind of a much my surprise. I thought the Seattle Seahawks were kind of going to dip out of the top 10 a little bit there. Mike, what are your thoughts about the Seahawks?
I don't think they were going to dip out of the top 10. I don't like them at number 10. I think they should be higher on that list. I really don't like the Seahawks at number 10. Just because they had 2 bad games does not quantify them to be put in at number 10. I'm sorry. There are 3 or 4 other teams that I wouldn't take above the Seahawks.
Like who?
The Dolphins. The Cardinals. Even though, yes, the Cardinals did beat the Seahawks, I wouldn't take Cardinals over the Seahawks. Let's keep it going, and I'll let you know. But for sure, those 2.
So, Brandon, Mike says he would not take the Seahawks out of the top 10 after 2 bad losses. I would definitely have them out of the top 10. Well, what are your thoughts about the Seahawks?
I wouldn't have them out of the top 10 either. I'd probably have them at 10. I wouldn't have them out of the top 10 though, just because they are still the Seahawks. Russell Wilson was 2 weeks ago still being talked about as a possible MVP candidate, and 2 bad games, doesn't really change the fact that he's really, really good. And I mean, I don't know. I just wouldn't have him out of top 10 right now. But that's just me.
So you guys are telling me that 2 bad losses does not warrant out of the top 10. But we were talking about the New England Patriots, Super Bowl champions by week 3, week 4. They had a couple bad losses. You guys,
the fucking Patriots are like 3-5 or some shit.
They're 4-5, and they're going to win the division.
4-5. They're not going to win the division. They got to lose.
Yeah, but they went from 2-0 to 2-5, Buck. That's why they're out of the top 10.
They were 1-1, and then they beat the Raiders to put them at 2-1. So
okay, so
they were never 2-0.
All right, so even worse. They were 2-1, and then they went to 2-5.
Okay, but still. So you're telling me 2 bad losses won't take you out of the top 10, but 2 good wins don't put you into the top 10?
The Patriots had 4 bad losses in a row.
Okay.
Do you have your Bill Belichick underwear on, or what?
I actually have his post right here. Like
it's his Tom Brady sock that's inside of his pants. That's what he's got.
So coming at number 9, he does have the Indianapolis Colts. Brandon, the Colts did whop the Titans. Very, very good Titans team as per these rankings the last couple weeks. What are your thoughts about the Colts sliding into the top 10 finally?
Look, man, not finally. He had them there at the beginning of the season too.
He had dropped them out earlier.
And he kept it. Yeah, he kept them. He dropped them out after their loss to the Bears. But I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of the Colts. I'm not a big fan of what they're doing there. I don't believe that they are a top 10 team, but you also can't go against what they just did. And so, I don't really have a problem with it. I think there are some teams that are better than them. And I would they're definitely a team I would take the Seahawks over for sure.
Yes, exactly. There's a team that I would definitely take the Seahawks over. I don't even think the Colts belong in the top 10. Do they get an honorable mention at number 11 or 12? Yes. I mean, you can't deny what they did against the Titans. You can't. And hey, Combs Jr., hey, isn't it time for your bedtime or something like that? Go put your bottle in your mouth and go to bed.
Hey. Watch who you're talking to.
So,
hey, Junior, go to bed. Go put your bottle back in your mouth.
Hey, I had to give him. I had to give him something. He's like, Mike, let's talk about your quarter. Where did
Your
he say?
Cowboys.
My quarterback made trip, but my quarterback made trip, but he still has his ankles.
Too soon.
But
Too soon.
I don't think the Colts belong in the top 10. I don't think not at all. And this
How do the Colts not belong in the top 10? They are 6-3. They have beat the Vikings, Jets, Bears, Bengals, and Lions, and then the Titans.
Go back. So they've only beaten one real true playoff team.
Okay, they can only play who is in front of them right
I
now.
I get that, but you're beating losing teams. So yes, you putting the Colt. They only have one quality win, right? So we want to talk about power top 10, right? We can go talk about like they do in college. Quality wins.
What do you mean quality win? A quality wins like over the Vikings, Bears, and then the Titans.
How are those quality wins?
How are they not?
Because they're playing against
the Bears are a
500.
500 team. The Vikings are below 500.
At the time, the Vikings were undefeated, the Bears were undefeated, and the Titans were a very good Titans team.
What were the Vikings 0-0?
They were 1-0, but they're still undefeated.
No, they weren't. Didn't they lose their first 5 games?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah, they did.
Either way, it's still a quality win because it's the Vikings are coming in hot.
See, you just spew stuff just to try to support your opinions, and it's not even factual. You're just like, they were undefeated at the time. Well, what was it, like week 1? Because that was the only time they were undefeated.
Either way, guys, the Colts definitely deserve to be in the top 10 because they are making the playoffs and they're going to make some noise in it. And
You can't like take.
No, they're not.
You can't take the Colts over the Seahawks. I'm sorry.
And just because you live in Indiana doesn't mean you have to bow down and automatically take the Colts. You're in southern Indiana, so you're far away from Indianapolis. So you don't have to kiss their butts like that.
I mean, Indiana's only like 4 hours from top to bottom, so I'm like an hour and a half away from Indy, so it's not that far. But there are more Packers fans here than there are Colts fans, which is kind of weird. But I digress on that. So at number 8, he does have the Buffalo Bills after that loss versus the Arizona Cardinals. Mike, are you comfortable with the Bills right now?
I don't know if I'm comfortable with the Bills because when they go on the road, they play horrible. They play really bad on the road. They are a very good home team. So it worries me when this team gets into the playoffs, when they have to go on the road and play. You know, if they have to go on the road and they're going to have to go play the Titans, or they're going to have to go play the Chiefs, or they're going to have to go play the Steelers, a team of those calibers, like what's going to happen? You're going to be one and done? So to have them, and that's another team that I would not take above the Seahawks.
You want to hear something funny? He sent me his power rankings on Monday, and I said, Benz, you've got the Ravens at 8, and you've got the Bills at 7-3 out of the top 10, and they just lost on a fluke Hail Mary on the road. And he's like, oh, you know what, good point. And then he put the Bills in there.
But so
Look,
let me add
the Bills
to the
belong.
point here. Yeah, so Mike, you said that the Bills are horrible on the road. I mean, no team really plays great on the road, but look at who they played on the road so far. They played a division foe in Miami on the road. They won 31-28. Looking at that game now, that is a great win. I mean, the Miami Dolphins are not who we thought they were in the beginning of the season, so that is a great win. And then they play the Raiders on the road. Going to Vegas right now, it is tough. 30-23. And then they did lose to the Titans on the road bad. At the time the Titans were undefeated, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the Titans statement one.
Yeah, so really their only quote bad performance on the road was versus the Jets, and they did beat the Jets 18-10. But that is still
Here you go again, Buckheister. Last week, you said that the Buffalo Bills are terrible on the road. And I said, what do you mean they're terrible on the road? You said, well, all their losses are on the road. Well, they've only got 3 losses. And now you're over here telling LeBlanc, oh, what do you mean they're terrible on the road? Look, Buck, look, I don't know what's going on with you today. I don't know if you forget what you say sometimes. But This was your argument the other day. The same argument that LeBlanc just came out with. So LeBlanc stole your material, and you're coming at him with my material.
Exactly. That's the way it works. But I sat back and I
No, I do think they are a bad team on the road. I do.
No, they're not.
They are.
They beat
the
the Dolphins on the road. They beat the Raiders on the road, and they lost to the Arizona Cardinals on a fluke Hail Mary.
They lost. An L is an L.
Oh, come on, man. Get out of here.
An L
with Mike.
is an L.
Yep.
When you go to
now you're with Mike.
Like, we can give him like a half a loss because it was a fluke play, right? I mean,
yeah, let's give them half a loss.
Yeah.
Weren't you just arguing for them? What is going on with you?
But I have to support my man. Like, you just can't be like, oh, it's like an L's and
Hey,
L.
I think your Nick cap is too tight. I think your Nick cap is too tight.
Brandon, I was literally helping you out. I said, oh, well, let's just give him a half a loss because a fluke.
No, you weren't helping me out. No, yeah. Way to try to look, man. You are on both sides of the fence today, man.
He plays both sides of the ball.
I am
That's
like
what I've heard.
Chip and Professor Leonard.
Oh, where is Chip? Chip, where you at, Chip?
So
gotta call Professor Leonard. Tell him to text him.
Speaking of Miami Dolphins, he does have the Dolphins coming in at number 7. Brandon, what are your thoughts about the Dolphins right now?
The Dolphins are a top 10 team. I don't know that they're better than the Bills right now. And I definitely don't have them over the Seahawks. So I think that's a little high for them right now. But
you say the Dolphins are a top 10 team. But just a little while ago, you said you like the Seahawks at number 10.
Playing both sides of the fence, isn't he?
I said that I do like the Seahawks at number 10 if I'm going to have them in the top 10.
Then how can you have the Dolphins in the top 10 if you won't take the Dolphins over the Seahawks?
LeBlanc, go home. You're drunk.
This is where I like the Seahawks at number 7. I don't like. I would change the Seahawks in Miami. I think Miami is a top 10, but I think they barely just break into the top 10 the way they've been playing lately. I don't want to buy in to Miami just yet. I want to see them play another couple weeks with Tua. I'm just not sold yet on the Dolphins.
So the good thing about the Miami Dolphins right now is when they took Ryan Fitzpatrick out, a guy was like, man, I kind of hope they lose, just to be like, hey, you shouldn't have put Tua in there. You were playing so well with Fitz magic, right? But they have rattled off 5 wins in a row, guys. Passively, they are a really, really good team. They beat the 49ers, Jets, Rams, Cardinals, and Chargers. I mean, granted, that isn't the hardest slate of games by any means, but you have a rookie quarterback in there. Basically, the pressure is all on him right now because the Dolphins were doing well with their other quarterback in, and then you make that change. So, that pressure to perform is there. And looking at their schedule moving forward, they have the Broncos, Jets, and Bengals. They could easily rattle off 8 games in a row. I mean, they're definitely a top 10 team right now. I like them at the 8 or 9 range here. 7 is a little spicy for me because they are still going to be a first round exit team, no matter if they make it if they're a division winner or a wild card team, no matter what. Number 6, he does have what?
I said yeah.
Number 6, he does have the Green Bay Packers. Brandon, these are your division friends. What do you think about the Packers at number 6?
That is way, 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 way too low. They are a top 3 team in the NFL. As much as it makes me want to vomit every time I say it, right now the Green Bay Packers are a top 3 team in the NFL. And to have them any lower than a top 3 team in the NFL, you're just not watching. I get that they had a down game against the Jaguars. I understand that. You just watched them go out and they just barely beat the Jaguars. But that's a game that a lot of other teams probably would have lost in a trap game. And the Green Bay Packers found a way to win it. On not their best day, when they didn't have their best, they went out and found a way to win that game. And that's what great teams do. So to have them any lower than 3, and to be honest with you, I have them at 2. To have them any lower than 3 is boggles my mind.
He did have them at 5 last week. Mike, what are your thoughts about the Packers at number 6?
I think Benzie needs to, like, you need to pass whatever you're smoking, bro. Like, to have them at number 6, I'm with Combs. Like, are you even watching the game? Like, do you even watch football? They're easily in the top 3, and I do have them at number 2 in my power rankings. I think Green Bay is the team to beat in the NFC right now, and they're going to be in the NFC Championship game, if not the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, like if this was simply just the offensive game, yeah, the Packers will be in a top 3 team, Super Bowl champions, yada yada yada. But the simple fact is that this is a team game, guys. Their defense is horrible right now. They cannot tackle. They cannot stop a team to save their lives.
Oh, you know what? Now. You know what? When I say that, everybody gives me shit. Look at the way they're playing. Well, yeah. Well, look at their defense is not great. We want to compare the whole team. And their defense isn't that great. Oh, but they're winning. It doesn't matter. No, quit switching shit up. Stand by what
I am always a defensive guy, and I will always forever be a defensive guy because defense wins championship. It's simple as that. When you cannot tackle and when you cannot stop the Jacksonville Jaguars, but they gave up 24 points against, right? Or 20 points versus the Jacksonville Jaguars and a rookie quarterback that is terrible. I mean, they're going to pull out that rookie quarterback and put him back in, and then put Garner Minshew.
They just had a bad game, Buck. They had
I'm telling you,
a bad
their
game.
defense cannot stop anybody. Their defense is trash. Their defense is worse than the Seattle Seahawks defense.
The Seattle Seahawks defense that they beat?
The Seattle Seahawks defense is terrible. Let's face it. When you have a safety as your leading tackler, something is wrong with the defense. A safety now that is hurt. Who is going to make the plays now?
Look, I don't know, like, this team, this Green Bay Packers team, and I trust me, I hope in 2 weeks that the Bears prove me wrong after they come off their bye week and somehow they find a way to come and take this game. Because you're a Cowboys fan.
Says the Patriots fan.
Yeah. But, so, there's no other team right now in the NFC that can beat this team. There's just not.
I can name 3.
Who?
No, you can't.
Indianapolis Colts.
No.
Arizona Cardinals.
No.
And ready for this? The Los Angeles Rams, which he has in at number 5.
No.
Rams coming in at 5 after a big win over the Seahawks, 23-16. Mike, what are your thoughts about the Rams at number 5?
Smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. I don't think this is another team that I wouldn't take above the Seahawks. I really wouldn't. I think the Seahawks. I don't like the Rams at number 5. Benzie, you need to go back to the drawing board with this top 10, but
I'm okay with them over the Seahawks right now because they just came off a win over the Seahawks.
I get that.
So I'm okay with that this week. But I just look. To me, the Rams are a smoke and mirrors team. They were a smoke and mirrors team last year. I think they're a smoke and mirrors team this year. I think they've benefited from a relatively light schedule, and they've taken advantage of that. And kudos to them. I mean, there's nothing wrong with taking advantage of a light schedule. I always say beat the teams that are in front of you. And that's what they've done. They've beat the teams that are in front of them. But this Rams team is not that good. This Rams team is a team that is probably going to have a I don't know, maybe a 5 seed and lose in the first round of the playoffs. That's who this Rams team is.
So the one thing that I can tell you about the Rams is they have to be in the top 10 because they are a 6-3 team and they have beat the Seahawks, right? But just like what Brandon said, like over there, or was it Mike that said that they haven't played anybody. They beat the Cowboys, Eagles, Giants, Washington, and then the Bears. I mean, they haven't played anybody besides the Seahawks, right? I mean, I guess you could throw the Bears in there at the time, maybe a little bit, yada yada yada. But moving forward, we are really going to see who the Rams are. They play the Buccaneers on Monday night at Tampa Bay, and then they play the Cardinals and Seahawks and Cardinals again to finish out the season.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to win that game by 3 scores.
Yeah, so I think next Monday night we will really see who the Rams are. But for right now, like, you have to put them at number 10 simply because they are one of the what Brandon, you said, there are 9 AFC teams that are at 6-3 right now.
Yeah.
I think you said. I think you have to put them in there because they did beat the Seattle Seahawks, which is a really good team. Coming in at number 4, a team that also beat the Seattle Seahawks, is the Arizona Cardinals. They beat the Buffalo Bills last Sunday on a Hail Mary play. Kyler Murray, possible MVP of the season. They do play the Seahawks this week at Seattle. Mike, what do you think about the Cardinals coming in at number 4?
I think it's a little too high for them. I like them at number 5, number 6. Don't get me wrong. The Cardinals are a good team. They are a really good team. Kyler Murray, I'm not ready to give him the MVP just yet. I mean, he did have the Hail Murray. So,
I like that.
And this is something that Kyler Murray has done all season long. When they're down, it comes to that last drive, and, he somehow comes back and wins the game for them. I just want to see them go up against. I'm really looking forward to the Seahawks game. If Arizona goes in and beats the Cardinals, if Arizona goes in and beats the Seahawks, maybe we're having a little different conversation next week.
BC.
Look, this makes perfect sense because I say every week that because he's married now, he doesn't get to watch a whole lot of football. Talking about Matt Benz. Doesn't get to watch a whole lot of football live. He's got to take it in. He's got to take the highlights. And he turned on SportsCenter, and he saw the Hail Mary plays 17 times within, the 20 minutes he was allowed to watch TV that day. And, he poured the whiskey on his Cheerios like he normally does. And he's like, oh, wow, that was a great play. 4. Look, they're a decent team. They're a decent team. They're not a top 5 team. I'd have them somewhere 6 or 7 as well. I don't like them in the top 5, but this is what Benzie does. Benzie likes to just hey, whoever's hot, ride the hot hand and throw them in there, and then when they lose, he'll take them out of the top 10 and be like, oh, I was wrong.
Jameson, are you over there sipping on some Jameson? You're top 7, bud. What is going on there? You got the Dolphins at number 4, Raiders at number 5, Colts at number 3.
Jameson,
put the bottle down.
Did Chip hack your account?
No, so let me maybe defend him a little bit here. Since he put 7 teams in there, maybe that is the AFC playoffs. So the Steelers will get 1 seed, Chiefs will get 2, Colts 3, Dolphins 4.
Oh, okay.
So those are the division winners, and then the Raiders wild card, Bills, Ravens.
All right. I thought you were talking about those were his top teams. I'm like, hold on, man. Hold on now.
So one thing about the Cardinals being at number 4 is that many of you guys did not have. So you didn't have the Buffalo Bills in the top 10, right? I mean, like you said, the Bills.
Yeah, I do.
Oh
no, I've got the Bills in the top 10 for sure.
Okay, so let me retract what I'm getting ready to say. So the Cardinals beat the Bills. Like I don't care if it was a shellacking or a last second Hail Murray, they beat the Bills, right? Therefore, they have to be ranked over the Seahawks and Bills just because they beat both of those teams. Number 4 might be a little low. I think they're the number 3 team. I think they are the best team in the NFC right now. The Arizona Cardinals are going to do some noise in the NFC playoffs. Super Bowl, no, they're not ready yet. But when you have a team constructed like the Arizona Cardinals do, they are a damn good team, guys. Let's just face it. They are a quarterback away from a Super Bowl contender.
Then by your logic, because they beat them, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers should be ranked over the Green Bay Packers. Or we should rank.
But the Packers did not lose to or get killed last week to the Saints either. So,
Well, no, but the Bucks did kill the Packers.
okay.
I mean,
so the Bucks lost to the Saints twice. Didn't the Packers beat the Saints?
yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So therefore, when you lose to a team twice and that same team beats that team, you are ranked higher.
Okay. Sure.
Speaking of Saints, they come at number 3. Brandon, are you okay with the Saints being at number 3?
Catch 22. I like the look of them with Jameis Winston at quarterback.
Oh my God.
I really do. And so right now, heading into this week, I would not put them in the top 3 though. I'd have them probably in at 5, not in the top 3. I think your top 3 are the Steelers, Chiefs, and Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
And so but I know Benzie loves him some Drew Brees, and I don't know if he was his best man at his wedding. I don't know if he came and sang at his wedding. I don't know if he came and fluffed his pillow, or if he came and fluffed something else. But he is in love with Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints, and so this did not surprise me that he had them so high. But I think he's out of his mind. I think as a Vikings fan, his hatred for the Green Bay Packers, which I understand, by all means I understand, kept Green Bay at where they're at and pushed the Saints above them. And again, we just talked about it. Green Bay has a better record than the Saints, and they beat the Saints. How are they below the Saints? And so far below the Saints, I don't know. I don't know. It's just the highlights. He's married. He's not allowed to watch more than 20 minutes of TV a day, and that's why he couldn't come on the show today. It was after his bedtime. He had to be in bed by a certain time, and she's putting a smackdown on him. So it is what it is.
So let me add to your point there here. Like, we have tried to narrow down what his rankings are. Are they a week-to-week power rankings, or are they an accumulative over?
He doesn't
the whole
know.
Season. he has said they are a week-to-week, right? So
right, but he's like you, Buck. 1 week he'll say they're a week to week, and then the next, I've heard him say you can't be ranked above a team if you lost to that team, and then the very next week he's got the team that lost to that team ranked above that team. So he's like you. Whatever supports his theory that week, he's like you. He's like every political person out there. It's just support the theory. It doesn't matter what I say, just support the theory.
Michael Buckheiser, President 2028, put my vote in now, or my nomination now. So
I'm not taking that vote.
And for those of you just chiming into the show, it's not 2028. He just stutters, so it's just 2028.
Dick.
It would actually be 2024. So
no, I'm not going to run next time. I'm going to run the year after that because Trump's going 2024. So, and then
Trump 2024.
Yeah. So if this is a weekly power ranking, so this is saying that the Saints can beat 29 other teams in the NFL moving forward, and that is absolutely incorrect. Without Drew Brees, the Saints are not a top 10 team. That they are going to do well because they have the easiest schedule versus the Falcons, Broncos. I think
you need to hit that buzzer on yourself.
Yeah.
I am wrong that the Saints are not a top 10 team, or they have.
They're about to go 4-0 with Jameis Winston, and
right,
even further than that because he's not giving back the starting quarterback position
because of the easy schedule.
But they're still a top 10 team.
No, they're not.
You can't say they're. Are they a top 10 team right now?
Are you telling me that with Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill, guys, vote on the poll there over on the YouTube channel, who is going to start for the Saints this week? You are telling me that with Jameis Winston at starting quarterback, the Saints can beat 29 other teams in the NFL.
With Jameis Winston at starting quarterback, the New Orleans Saints are the team to beat in the NFC.
Okay, that does not tell me that they can beat 29 other teams because the NFC is so heavy that you can.
Yeah,
be ranked 15th.
with Jameis Winston at quarterback, they're winning the Super Bowl. There, I said it. They're the best team in the NFL with Jameis Winston at quarterback.
Wow.
Absolutely
Top 10
incorrect.
quarterback, Jameis Winston.
Wow.
Top 10 backup quarterback, right?
Top 10 quarterback, period, in the NFL.
Backup quarterback. So, needless to say, I'm not happy with the Saints at 3. Yes, they're like they're 7-3, right, or 7-2. I can't remember for sure off the top of my head. But they are not a number 3 team. You can put them at number 7 or number 8 simply because of their record and like what they've done, what they did to the Bucks, yada yada yada. But come on, number 3, guys. Even with Drew Brees, they're not number 3 team. They're not a
number 3 this week. They will be after next week when they put up 45 points with Jameis Winston this week
versus the Atlanta Falcons. That game resonates no stock. That is a lose-lose game for the Saints moving forward. If they win that game, they were supposed to, and if they lose that game, they suck.
Talk to me in January when we're all eating dubs.
But you have to win in February, son, to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So talk to you in January. Gotcha.
Talk to me in January.
Number two, he does have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Brandon, what are your thoughts about the Steelers at number 2?
The Steelers at number 2 is an absolute joke. They are the only team in the NFL that has not lost. What the hell are you telling me that you're seeing that shows that anybody is better than them? Nobody has beaten them. Nobody has shown that they're better than them. How did they drop from number 1 to number 2? How? When? Who beat them? When did they have a bad week? They didn't.
They had a bad week against Cowboys, but
did they win?
But they did win. They did win.
Did they?
And I agree with Combs. I don't understand why you have the Steelers at number 2. I don't.
I think Buck called in a favor.
Yeah. I mean, you cannot have them at number 2 when they haven't lost. I mean, and let me guess. He has the Chiefs at number 1. How can you have the Chiefs at number 1? I need to know.
Power rankings. If they were to play head to head,
now we want to talk about power on both sides of the ball. We want to talk about power in this, and we want to talk about power in that.
Who's better on defense and offense than the Steelers?
They have power. They haven't lost.
Okay, their defense cannot stop the Kansas City offense.
Did they lose?
God.
Did they lose?
You know what else couldn't happen? The Chiefs defense couldn't stop the Steelers offense. It'd be a 55-54 game, and the Steelers would still win and still be undefeated, and they should still be at number 1. To argue anything else is just nonsense, and you're just spewing stuff out there because you're a Chiefs fan and you're happy to see him at number 1. So you're out there, you're with your Benz underwear on, talking about how much you love him and his power rankings. Get out of here. There's no way. And Edgar Alver, don't even come there with that. They didn't play anybody. They've beaten every single team in their path. Every single one.
I think Benzie went to the NFL power rankings.
Who did the Chiefs lose to, Buck?
The Raiders.
All right. Who did the Steelers lose to?
They're going to lose to the Jaguars.
Enough said. Who cares if they didn't play anybody? The Chiefs lost to the Raiders. The Steelers haven't lost to nobody.
Team.
The Steelers are the best team in the NFL. Period.
Okay, you can say that if you want to be wrong, but the correct answer is the Kansas City Chiefs are
Who's got a better record
team.
than the Steelers?
Nobody right now.
So they're the best team in the NFL. Who's the number 1 team? If you look at the standings, who's the number 1 team in the NFL?
Right now, it is the Steelers, but this is a power
okay.
This isn't a record ranking. If it was record ranking,
how are you not powerful if you're undefeated?
Big Ben is hurt right now.
Oh, so now we're gonna go off stuff like that. Oh.
Big Ben is hurt right now, and he came into the game and still won. What? Like, why? Why do you do this, Buck?
Because the facts are the facts. And who almost lost to the Chargers? The Chiefs almost
with a quarterback
lost to the
in
Chargers.
his first game. With a quarterback in his first ever game who had a spot start 5 minutes before the game because his starting quarterback had a punctured lung.
But that defense didn't have time to prepare for that quarterback either. The second half, they adjusted.
But they're the Chiefs and the defending Super Bowl champions. It shouldn't matter. If a rookie quarterback's coming in, your defense is so damn good, and your offense is so damn potent.
Hold up.
Why didn't they come out and just destroy the Chargers? Huh?
Did the Chiefs defense win that championship?
No, the offense
Absolutely
did.
not. That offense did.
Okay, so
and
why
the
did that offense only put up 20 points in that game?
Because it's a division game on the road.
Oh, so
Oh.
so now we only talk about power offense, right? So now that's what we're talking about, right? Because they're only powerful on offense. They're not powerful on defense.
I didn't say they weren't powerful. I just saying they're not as good.
Come on, man.
But
They're
but
not
the
as good as the
are.
Steelers.
The Steelers
They're not
are
as good as that
good on
Steelers
defense
defense.
as they are on offense. That's why they're undefeated.
You are absolutely, guys. You are incorrect. So just to review,
Oh
the
my
power
God!
rankings from Matt Benz from Twist All Access Sports Network, he does have the Chiefs at number 1, Steelers at number 2, Saints at number 3, Cards 4, Rams 5, Packers 6, Dolphins at number 7, Bills at number 8, Colts at number 9, Seahawks at number 10. You guys can find those complete listing on the Man Hour Facebook page, and I will post that over.
Edgar, you're
after the
right.
show's
Almost don't count. Almost don't count. You know who almost didn't lose? The Chiefs. You know who actually didn't lose? The Steelers.
The Steelers.
You know who did lose? Your Chicago Cubs, Brandon. Theo Epstein is out. I'll give you 5 minutes to talk about that, man. Let us have it.
Look, if you follow baseball and you're a fan of baseball and you're a fan of the Cubs, the writing was already on the wall. We knew Theo was only here. We knew at some point there was going to be a transition to Jed. And we knew that at some point Theo was leaving. The Mets job opened up, and I'm pretty sure that's where he's going. Every bone in my body says that by the end of next week, he will be the GM of the New York Mets. And it makes a lot of sense. I mean, you transition, you let Jed Hoyer take over. Jed Hoyer is going to be the GM of the future. That was the plan the entire time. And Jed Hoyer has a whole lot of decisions to make about the future of this team. So it made sense for Theo to step aside and let Jed take those decisions on his own. And look, as a Cubs fan, man, it breaks my heart to see Theo go. It breaks my heart anytime I see anybody from that 2016 team go. When Joe Madden left, I was sad. When Theo Epstein left today, I was saddened. Because anybody who had any part in ending that terrible 108-year drought will always have a place in your heart as a Cubs fan. And for me to see him go, I wish him well. I wish him nothing but the best. Same as I have for any Cub player or any manager or any front office member who has left since 2016. I wish them nothing but well, because they did something for us Cubs fans that no other team, no other front office, no other player had ever done. And for that, we will be forever grateful. So thank you to Theo Epstein for all that you did for the city of Chicago. And we wish you nothing but the best. That being said, the Cubs got a lot of decisions to make, man. A lot of decisions to make. We've got Chris Bryant. You got my son's in here chiming in. Is Chris Bryant leaving or no? Chris Bryant is probably gone. I think you trade Chris Bryant. I think you trade Kyle Schwarber, and you have to build around Contreras and Baez, and you re-sign Rizzo and let him be the leader of that team, the voice of that team, and you let Baez and Contreras flourish, and you build around them. You let Kyle Hendricks and Yu Darvish be your 1-2 punch in that rotation, and you build around them. And that's what they have to do. They have to start. They don't have to rebuild, but they do need to retool. And there are pieces out there that they can go and get. There are things that they can go and do. A Chris Bryant trade right now makes the most sense. I know his stock is a little down because of the seasons that he's had over the last 2 years. He's played hurt a lot. He's been injured a lot. But he's also in his, first 6 years of his career, Rookie of the Year, a National League MVP, and a World Champion. And look, he's got some stock, and you have to change him. You have to trade him now. You have to trade him this year, and it's going to be up to Jed Hoyer to go forward with this team. And Cubs till I die. So
why does somebody like Theo Epstein just up and leave a team? Like, do you think
he didn't just up and leave? This was the plan. Was he had a 10-year plan, and at the end of the 10 years, Jed Hoyer was going to take over. They've been together since their time in Boston, and Jed Hoyer really wanted to be a GM, and he said, look, we're going to put this thing together. At the end of the 10th year, I'm going to leave. Well, this was the 9th year. There's a really lot of key decisions moving forward for the future of this team going forward for the next 5 to 10 years that need to be made. And Theo did the right thing. He said, look, I don't want to be the one that makes these decisions if I'm going to be gone at the end of next year anyway. I'm not coming back. I'm not re-signing. So I'm going to step out of the way and let Jed Hoyer do his thing. And he says he's going to take a year off. I don't believe that. I think he's going to end up with the Mets. The only way he takes a year off and still gets into, obviously everybody will be after him if he takes a year off. But I think the Phillies might say, hey, if you want to take a year off, we'll hold the position for you. That's the only way I see him not going to the Mets. But I 100% believe he's going to the Mets.
Well, it's a sad day in Chicago there, obviously. Mike, any closing thoughts before we head out, though?
I have no closing thoughts other than, Benzie, you need to actually watch some football instead of watching ESPN and NFL highlights. Cheers, fuckers.
Have a good night, guys. Man Hour After Dark.
Tell your wife to go to bed. It's football day on Sunday.
See you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We out.